Okay, our next connective is the conditional. These are if-then statements. The conditional is our trickiest one. And then also, I want you to know this conditional is different than the if-then you see in programming. So those of you that have done some code, you know we use if statements to make the computer do different things based on different conditions. You know, if x is greater than 5, then do this calculation. Otherwise, do this other thing. In logic, an if-then statement is something that's either true or false. Okay, it evaluates on its own to true or false. It's not a command. It's not telling a computer to do something. So watch for that distinction. To symbolize a conditional, we're going to use an arrow pointing to the right, and we'll just call this if P, then Q. This is the nice way to say it. This is how I'll try to always say it. If I can't tell from context if the P is really the first part or the Q is the second part, I might say only if instead. So P only if Q is another way to pronounce this symbol. If we have a quantified, or a conditional statement, for example, if that pig is pregnant, then that pig is female, is a conditional statement, and if then. The first part, that pig is pregnant, is called the antecedent, and the second part is called the consequent. Now, I'm only bringing this up so that when we talk about conditional statements, I can talk about antecedent, the first thing, the thing that comes before the arrow, and the consequent, the second thing, the thing that comes after the arrow. It just makes it easier to communicate about these things. Now, unlike with disjunction, where there's only one word, there are a ton of ways to say if this, then that in the English language. I want you to learn 8 of them. So I'm going to go through that list right now and then talk about it a little bit and then give you a shortcut that I use. So let's let, for all of these examples, P be that pig is pregnant. I'm going to write that in blue in each of the examples. And Q be that pig is female. Okay, all of the following 8 things are symbolized if P then Q. And all of them, that pig is pregnant is the antecedent before the arrow, and that pig is female is the consequent after the arrow. So, if that pig is pregnant, then that pig is female. This is our standard construction. Notice the comma in there. We inherit that from the English language. In English, if you write a conditional statement, you put that comma in. That makes it grammatically correct. However, in math, we might need that comma somewhere else to say that something else goes together. So if that pig is pregnant, then that pig is female. We might not have the comma. Now, if this is all we wrote, we should have the comma there because that's what English tells us. But since sometimes we won't, I'll take either one and you should recognize either one. If that pig is pregnant, comma, that pig is female. Sometimes when we're speaking, and I'm definitely guilty of this, and I even teach logic, we don't say the word then. Okay, if that pig is pregnant, that pig is female. We mean if that pig is pregnant, then that pig is female. Okay, that pig is female if that pig is pregnant. This is a slightly different way to arrange our statement, but it still means the same thing. It still means if that pig is pregnant, then that pig is female. So you've got to watch out when you're symbolizing. The word if here comes before the antecedent. So it should be first. This would be the first thing, the arrow, and then this. Okay, the next two are kind of crazy. A pig being pregnant is sufficient for that pig being female. If you want to prove to me that a pig is female, it's enough evidence that it's pregnant. Okay, you show me a pregnant pig, I believe you that it's female. So a pig being pregnant is sufficient for that pig being female. A pig being female is necessary for that pig being pregnant. Okay, if you want a pregnant pig, you better start with a female pig. Notice this one's kind of crazy because the pig being pregnant is second, but we still symbolize it first. The pig being pregnant is still the antecedent. Okay, 2 more. I'm just going to zoom in so we can see them. Number 7, that pig is pregnant only if that pig is female. Okay, this means if the pig is pregnant, then that pig is female. And then the rearranged version of that, only if that pig is female, comma, that pig is pregnant. Okay, I want you to know all 8 of these symbolizations. And the hardest thing, the thing that people get stuck up on is, so which comes first and which comes second? So in order to do that, I made a little table just for reference that keeps all 8 of these things together. Okay, here's the table that I use when I want to figure out how to symbolize something. If I have the word if, whatever's after it should go before the arrow. So if a pig is pregnant, so the pig is pregnant goes first, blah, 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 if a pig is pregnant, so the pig is pregnant goes first, okay? Whatever comes right after if goes first. In a different construction, anything that is sufficient should be before the arrow, and anything that is necessary should be after the arrow. And then if we see the word only if, whatever follows only if should be symbolized after the arrow. So I'm going to do some examples of this in the next video. We're going to use this table as our primary driver for what goes where, so check that out.